My husband's running his trap line this morning. I had to stop by and grab some other stuff that he'd forgot this morning. So, yeah, but I think I'm of the mindset now that I'm done. I'm done. I think I'm done. So, for the last few weeks, I have tried to very delicately, respectfully, in the big picture scope of things, try to discuss what's been going on with this fan base. Because in all of history, angry mobs of people never do anything correct. So, yeah, for the last several weeks, I've been trying to really, really, really discuss this angry mob of fans. And I've been trying to play off both sides, saying, hey, he has every right to feel that he's been done dirty if these things occurred. I've not seen proof verification, but he's held up pieces of paper in front of important buildings. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Is he going to take it to court? No. Well, if he doesn't take it to court, did it really hurt him that bad? Is it really something he should be this angry about? Um, and then on the other side, I've been like, and why are y'all fans who say you're fans because you enjoy the music, because the music brings you happiness and makes you happy? Why are you always so buried in the drama? Like, what happiness have you received in the last 3 years that is worth the drama and the trauma that you witness? Good morning, Christy. That you witness watching this happen to this family. What's your benefit? Well, for some of you, it probably distracts you from the crap going on in your own life, which you need to handle. Distraction and deflection is, very, very soothing things for certain groups of people. But for people like me, who I'm a fan of the music because the music brings me happiness, I don't enjoy seeing this crap. So now I'm sitting here questioning, why am I a fan? Because for 3 years, even though I've enjoyed his music that he came out as a young man, good morning, Danella. The music that he came out with as a young man that I enjoyed, and I was like, yeah, it's country boys singing about country crap. I'm like, cool beans, this is great. I want to support this young man. I want him to be like, the Tennessee standard for young men. But for the last 3 years, I have been like, are you going to be okay? Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be okay? Fame is a very difficult thing. I get that. I've got a lot of famous friends. Don't know how that occurred because I live in Potomac, Appalachia. But I've got some famous friends, and I get that fame is a very difficult thing. But unhappiness is a choice. Anger is a choice. Hate is a choice. You get up every day and you make that choice. And I get maybe 1 out of every 10 videos made might be something uplifting. And I was so happy the other day when he was out of fight or flight mode. And he was like, he looked clear-headed and focused again. And I was like, yeah, we got our boy back. Yes. My God, maybe things will calm down now. Holy crap. Because we all been riding this Ferris wheel of doom, for the last few weeks. And I have been getting such hate because I won't condemn. And I'm like, I don't know what all occurred. If this is the scenario, this will have to happen. If this is the scenario, this will have to happen. I worked in the legal field for a long time. I'm retired law enforcement. I have sat through so many court trials. It's pathetic. And you never know what the truth is until you get in there and you can read each other's discovery, and it has to go before the court, and they have to swear upon their little pony putty lives on the Bible. And then you know what occurred. Because they know they'll perjure themselves if they lie in court. But you don't ever know the truth until you get through a court hearing. Unless you are privy to the information, which none of us are. So why choose hate? Why choose hate? Why run and pick a team? Why ruin your day running with somebody else's problem? Don't we all have enough of our own? I keep talking to people when I would do counseling about picking up other people's rocks and putting in your wheelbarrow of life. Isn't your wheelbarrow heavy enough? And why in the blue blazes? I mean, I can see picking up somebody's rock that is another podunk, poverty stricken person like you living next door that needs help, but picking up someone who's famous, picking up their problem and packing it? Really? And then condemning anyone who doesn't have the same viewpoint. Toxic. 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 So this fan base that used to have a buddy system to where you could check in with people that were struggling with addiction, that were trying to break away from trauma, and trying to get into treatment or get aid for families that had sick loved ones, trying to help pay for family funerals for people that lost children to cancer. We're not doing any of that anymore as a fan base. Oh, Christy, I bet he probably does regret it. But the thing is that he already placed out that hate and that expectation for the return. And with what I'm seeing, if I could just see him step online once and go, hey, you know something? Yeah, this is my shit to handle and it's heavy. But you don't have to feel my emotions. And you certainly don't have to run with whatever emotion I'm in. And you don't have to run in hate just because I hate. Let me cycle through my emotions. Let me get it out. And y'all just chill, wait. But the engagement is so high when he's going through these emotions. Creek Squad is turned into, it's like a soap opera. The engagement is super high when he's going through crap, but it's super low when things are good and the music's good. We've retrained him to now where drama is what we're paying for, not music. And that concerns the heck out of me. Because what is that going to do to somebody that I think is a musical mastermind? It's going to reduce the musical output and create the drama. It's going to refocus. But what really upset me was where I've been getting a lot of hate because I won't condemn Miss Patty. I don't know what happened. And I don't really think Miss Patty is a super malicious person. I just don't see it in her. I think probably whatever occurred, she probably thought she was doing the right thing, and it just ended up being the wrong thing. Who knows? We won't know until it goes through court or until we actually see paperwork, and to be quite honest, we may never get that because it's not information. But I've been getting a lot of hate because I won't come out and just condemn Miss Patty. I don't want to condemn anybody because, when families have problems, it's everyone's problem. No family breaks apart just because of one person's issue. It takes everybody screwing up. Everybody screwing up. One person maybe, pulling the biggest shine, but it takes everybody screwing up and joining in on the screw up. And so I try to be so neutral and think about this. Use this as a lesson. Don't use it for hate. Don't run with hate. Don't go after anyone. Use it and build up yourself. Work on your communication with your family. Look for red flags in your world. Don't take this and just say, he's feeling this emotion. I have to feel this emotion because I'm his fan. So I have to go and hate somebody now. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Absolutely wrong. And I think Ryan needs to address some of the really vile nastiness that's being aimed at his mother. No matter how he feels about her, he should not want his fan base taking part in such behavior. Because it could get some of them legally in trouble, but it's just not a good practice. So I've tried to be really real well rounded about this and try to like educate because I've seen all angles of this. And I'll talk about the what if scenarios, then I'll go to the other side and talk about the what if scenarios there. Now, if you only watch about 3 minutes of my videos, you may only get one perspective. Well, then you screwed yourself out of a whole area of knowledge. That's your problem. But I tell you what happened yesterday when I went on Miss Patty's video, and she found a very nice find in a Goodwill thing. And I love to thrift and stuff like that too. I'm poor. I like secondhand crap. She found a very nice diamond find in a Goodwill jewelry jar. And I was like, nice piece. Good find. Praying for you. Just wanting to be like, I know she's getting a lot of hate, so I just want to be positive. Because I've been telling y'all, don't go hate her. Nobody knows everything. And she snaps back with a, well, I thought I knew who you were, but I've watched some of your videos. Probably 30 seconds. Because I've been the biggest person to say don't go condemn Miss Patty. We don't have all the information. And if there is accountability, it needs to go through the court system. And there could potentially be some criminal accountability there. I don't know. But it has to go through the court system. I'm not the judge, jury, or Jesus, so it's not for me to run after somebody and smash down a sentence. That has to come from someone else. And there's no reason for a fan base to go and attack either side. But because I won't choose a side, because I won't condemn either side, both sides now hate me. So when Ryan's behaving like this and Patty's upset that Ryan's behaving like this, where did he learn it? Well, from the behavior that I witnessed this morning when I checked YouTube. Probably learned it from his mom. Because she just did the same thing to me. It's an awakening moment. She's mad that he's asking his fans to either submit, follow me, and hate this person, or you're not my fan. But when I went to her page this morning, basically what she told me is either you submit, agree with me, or I really don't know who you are. And it's like, whoa, people, big picture. No one should be throwing hate at anyone. If there's a legal issue in the family, take care of it. Set your emotions aside and take care of the responsibility and the paperwork that needs to be handled. Set up a professional service so that family is not put in these situations again, so that this ick can be generated again. And stop thinking that the people that like to hear music should be your gas tank for how you feel today. Because we're people. We're just as important as you. We may not make as much money, but we're just as important as you. We are the support system that grew the whole foundation y'all are sitting on. And we're being like in cages. We're like the lions in the circus with the lion tamers snapping whips. Make the behavior. Put on the show. Do what I tell you. No. No. I won't do it for either side. I will not submit to what either side wants. Because I don't think either side wants what's best. I think both sides are hate driven right now. They're emotionally hurt. They have their cackles up. And they're not thinking long term about how this is going to play out. They're not thinking long term that there's going to have to be a resolution to this somewhere, and that the family can't stay in this tension forever. And because if they do, the fan base is going to want off of this goddamn Ferris wheel. And I've just been trying to say, hey, fans, you're not obligated to feel their emotions. You can have an opinion without spouting hate. You don't have to be a vindictive little turd on the internet. I've just tried to be like, chill, people. Use this as a lesson. If he's going to voice it, use it as a lesson and look at your own family and fix the flaws you see in your family because you can't fix theirs. Like fighting for all sides here, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm fighting for all sides, getting hate from all of them too. And this is just what we've turned into as a society. Hate sells, drama gets that engagement. Adults act like they're children. Children don't know how to act. And we're just perpetually screwed as a society. Because when you try to have a well rounded viewpoint, you try to say, hey, don't run with hate. The people go, well, what am I supposed to do? Because as a society, we've forgotten that we're supposed to love. We're supposed to say, hey, you're my fellow man. How am I supposed to help you today? Are you hurting? Can I ease your pain? That doesn't occur in this world anymore, does it? No. Give me your dollar bills, and then if you don't love me enough to follow me down this hate driven road, screw you! I didn't sign on for that. Who signed on for that? I didn't sign on for that. And then you try to talk about, hey, there are so many ways to look at this, so many things that could, woulda, shoulda, what ifs, we don't know. Let's not go after somebody with a mob mentality because we don't know the entire circumstances. And if there is something illegal going on, the courts will take care of it. I refuse to condemn anyone. But I got condemned. I'm not the person that she thought I was. I've sat here and said so many times, don't throw her hate. We don't know the whole story. If there's something criminal here, the courts will untangle it. And yes, there could be something criminal in all of this. I think Ryan should never put his family in positions of financial control because we all know how that one plays out. You can't give your buddy $5 in gas money without causing a whole 10-year event. And you put your family, your mother in charge of your money. That's just like asking for family therapy in 5 years. So I think they both have accountability in this. They both should have seen this one coming. My God, it says Peterbilt pulling 90 mile an hour downhill right to me. So they both have accountability in this. But there's no reason anybody should go and be like death threats and stupid crap like that. But because I will not choose a side, and because I'm not saying the words that one party wants to hear. So really, really, what does being a fan here mean? I mean, really, what does being a fan here mean? It means that even if the music is not happening, that we're supposed to engage with whatever engagement they offer, and we are supposed to feel whatever emotion they dictate. Otherwise, we are not a true fan. That doesn't seem very thankful for all the support and time and financial push that a lot of poor people gave y'all. Yeah, life is weird right now. People are pissy. Christy, you supported her until she started saying hateful things. Yeah, I mean, like when she started lashing out, like I know she has to be super defensive right now. I mean, she's getting some hate, and that's wrong. I will never agree with that. That is wrong. But when you lower yourself to do the same thing, and then me, like the most neutral little Hindenburg that's been floating above everybody for the last 3 years, you don't know who I am anymore? You were only nice to me because you thought I was up your ass? I'm more concerned about that. I thought you were nice to me because we were two people that had a lot in common and enjoyed conversating over the internet. I could have give two rips who your kid was. I enjoyed what you were doing with the jewelry and the vintage clothing. I thought it was really neat. It just goes to show y'all, you can have everything, but be able to see none of it. And then some people have nothing. They can see the big picture. And it's sad. It's sad that people that have been so benefited by so many open-hearted, contributions from really poor people. I mean, his fan base is a really poor fan base. Let's just be honest. It's sad for me to see such satisfaction with toying with people's emotions. And I don't think it's right for anyone to do that. I don't think it's right for Ryan to do it. That's why if he's going to put all this crap on there, I'm going to try to use it as education. Try to be positive. Try to get Creek Squad back into a positive mentality. Because my God, they're a mob pitchfork and fire clan right now, and it's atrocious. If there's going to be a legal issue to talk about, we're going to talk about that so everybody understands that. Because nobody understands that this is a big issue. It doesn't just go on emotion. This is a big issue. There's going to be a lot of different ways to look at this and a lot of different ways that has to deal with it. So there's going to be a family component. If he takes it to court, there may be a legal component. There's going to be a financial repercussion component. There's going to be an emotional repercussion component. There's going to be betrayal and trauma and grief for everybody to go through. And that's hurtful for your family, my family, their family, any family. And we should sit here and go, perhaps we should keep our mouth shut and not make this worse. Perhaps we shouldn't go and attack his mother. Perhaps we shouldn't go online and leave horrible, just condescending remarks everywhere. Perhaps we should probably just kind of go praying for you, peace. And so that's what I've tried to do. I've tried to be like, hey, let's look at this as neutrally as possible. Let's apply it to our own lives and correct ourselves because accountability starts at home. And let's let them deal with their crap. Because no one in Creek Squad is going to be the judge, jury, or Jesus. But I just have to admit that after being attacked by the mob because I wouldn't condemn Miss Patty, and then being condemned by Miss Patty because I didn't say apparently what she wanted me to say, I will not be participating in any more purchases of music. And to be quite honest, I'll be going back to my trapping, my crafting, and my other psych rambles on other stuff. I had a really big hope that Tennessee was going to have a mega star that was going to keep it real and whose family was going to keep it on the down low and just show a really commonsensical viewpoint to the celebrity world and just be like, something, fame doesn't have to ruin you. Fame doesn't have to ruin you. And I'm sad that they're going through this because I wouldn't wish a family turmoil on anyone. But I also think at this time they've weaponized they're attempting to weaponize every avenue of the fandom. And I'm not for that. Because the people that are their fans are terribly poor. I'm in that demographic too. I'm terribly poor. They have very few celebrities to attach to, so the ones they do attach to, they really attach to in a very, very strong manner. So they know they have a little extra pull. And this extra pull is being used to kind of emotionally manipulate. And no one's talking about how inappropriate some of the behavior is. They're just talking about you're not really a fan of me, or you're not really a fan of me unless you portray a certain behavior. When the big picture should be, if something happened in your family, you need to take care of it. It's not the fans' responsibilities to issue judgment. And no matter who is more popular, popularity is not a judgment issue. This is something that goes into legal infractions for the family. It's not about the fandom. But the fact that it's been made about the fandom and how we can pull the popularity and attack and manipulating people is never right. Manipulating people is never right. Especially the younger fan base that don't understand laws, don't understand that death threats that they key into a keyboard can come back and bite them in the butt. You know, and no one's addressing the negativity. And it's either because they don't care if you get in trouble, or they enjoy it, or it's a non thought. So, for the people out there issuing such hate and going so 90 or nothing, max capacity hate, and putting yourself in possible litigious grounds, why? Who does it benefit? No one's paying attention to it. No one's going to rescue you if you get in trouble. And is this really about mark and territory and ownership? Whose fan are you? What's a fan of the music? Where's the damn music? I mean, I'm really confused right now. I'm really confused. Unfortunately, money does change people. I had high hopes that I had high hopes that Tennessee would be the first state to have somebody break into fame and be like, "Yo, I'm still cool, still just me." And I know that money brings problems, but when you got money, you should anticipate the problems and take extra precautions so that you don't have the problems. You know, a little bit of forethought, a little bit of foresight, a little bit of thinking into the future, a little bit of a professional mind frame here would have saved all of this. But y'all, I've rode this Ferris wheel through the Katie Noel crap, showed grace and compassion. I rode it through the Brianna breakup, the Katie Noel crap, the Taylor crap, um, the Bethany crap, now through this, and I'm just like, I want off the ride, please. Because at this point, I feel like being a fan requires like some kind of like emotional, like I have to give part of my heart and soul instead of just like enjoying somebody's music, giving a few bucks, being like, does a good transaction. You got a couple bucks and I got some cool music, you know. And I don't know. I just feel like it's gone into some really unhealthy territory. And it's sad because I really enjoy Ryan. I really enjoy the way his brain clicks. I really enjoy what he does with words. And I will never not appreciate his ability, his talents. But I just don't think I can soak in it anymore. And that's really sad for me to say. It's really sad for me to say. But I have a lot of health problems. And this is not good. This is not a positive. This is not the energy I want to be involved in. And this is not the way I want to see young Tennesseans that have a dream or a goal to be a musician, look at people and think they have to behave. Yeah, I was a huge fan. I was huge. Like I really thought this boy is going to be grounded. He's going to stay grounded. My first huge bump was the Nicole Arbor thing because I was like, who in the world would look at her and think that that is some kind of like girlfriend life material? I mean, that's like looking at a black baldy and thinking you're going to get milk. It's not going to work. The beef cow. But hey, to each his own. I have so many times been like, to each his own. To each his own. I whatever goes. You still making good music. But now that I've read this Ferris wheel a few times, I'm like, I'm just not seeing the positivity. I'm not seeing him happy. That doesn't make me happy. I'm not seeing the family happy. That doesn't make me happy. So if all I'm going to do is feel contorted or misaligned or misunderstood or unappreciated or hated, peace out. And while that's not a big thing because I'm just one person, I guarantee you there are a bunch of fans feeling the same way. I'm just the only one loud enough to say it because I don't really care about everybody else that's going to come on here and go, well, you're just a stupid idiot. I'm going to know that those are drones. Those are people that can't think for themselves. Those are people that love this entanglement. Be free. I don't think it all can be blamed on Ron if Patty did trouble to split him and Beth up. That's it. It's like there's no one party at full blame here. This is a big pie and everybody owns a piece. He has to hold her accountable for whatever he thinks she's done to him. She can hold him accountable for anything emotionally thinks he's done to her. If she's done illegal infractions, then he can hold her accountable. But like for the fans, it's like and I'm just trying to be neutral and I'm getting the most hate possible because I will not pick a side. So for the fans that are Ryan's side, they're like, well, you're just not really a fan then. We hate you. You won't condemn Miss Patty. But then I go and try to show love to Miss Patty and it's, well, I thought I knew who you were. And it's like, yo, I get why you should, why you're defensive right now. But if it's that easy, to take that route, why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here as a fan? Why am I here trying to say, hey, don't hate on anybody. Let this play out. This is their problem. All you can do is look at it and say, does my family have these issues? Do I need to work on this? Because all you can do is hold yourself accountable. That's all you got. That's all you got. So I don't like to see people trying to control and manipulate other people emotionally, physically, mentally. It bothers me. And I think that's what this is resorted, down to. I think this is what this is just stewed down to. It's just a big, thick roux of drama. It's been more financially solvent than the music lately. And it's going to stay this way. And that terrifies me. Because I used to know a really sweet country boy that made damn good music. and he had a family that seemed to have some bare basic roots that gave them common sense and enough knowledge to know that when you got nothing, you got each other. So I'm just kind of like, I'm at a point where I think I'm done, y'all. I think I'm done. So we'll just switch back to normal content, go back to crafts. I'll do my psych rambles on other stories. You know, saw a story somewhere, I think it was up north. There was a woman that was taken from a care facility to a funeral home, and she woke up at the funeral home with a crematorium. This happened in January of this year. She had to call 911 herself. I mean, there are amazing stories out there that it's like, what the crap? That's interesting as crap. So, probably we'll be going back to doing stuff like that and talking about stuff like that. Because I'm not a defender and I'm not a shield. I'm a fan. So, I'm done. Bye, y'all.